ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। Namaskar everyone. Welcome back to this series or course on Advaita Vedanta. So today is a very serious discussion, as you can see, and the discussion is on Brahman. So today's episode is the first part of discussion on Brahman, and as you can see, today's topic is Brahman, the Infinitude. Now the question is, what is this Brahman? Brahman, we will find this word in the Vedas. In the Vedas, the ultimate reality, the absolute reality, is called by the name Brahman. What does it mean? So, the word Brahman comes from the Sanskrit root Brah, which means vast. Brahman literally means a vast expanse. Now, a question will arise: how much vast is it? As you can see from the word, the term itself, that it is not clear. How much vast is it? Does it mean that its vastness is immeasurable? Let us find out. So for that, we need to refer to Taittiriya Upanishad. So in the Taittiriya Upanishad, it has been stated, and it's a very popular statement among the Vedantians, that is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. So here we see the word Anantam before Brahma. Anantam, as we know in Sanskrit, it means limitless or infinite. So we can easily say that yes, the Upanishad says the vastness we were talking about, that how much vast is it? So it is limitlessly vast, or it is infinitely vast. But what does this Anantam or limitless actually mean in Sanskrit or in Hinduism in particular? So for that, there is a definition of Anantam, and that is Desha Kala Vastu Parichheda Shunyam. Desha means space, Kala means time, and Vastu means object. That which is not limited by space, time, and object is called Anantam, limitless. So let's dive deep into this and try to understand what it means. Firstly, not limited by space. So one may say that Brahman can be realized in heaven, or Brahman's presence can be realized in temples. And if you say that, then you are limiting Brahman in space. That Brahman can be found or realized there and not here or anywhere else. But Brahman, being Anantam, limitless, it cannot be limited by space. And that means Brahman is present at all points in space. Or simply, Brahman is present everywhere. It is present there and here. So it is present here, yes. It is present here and there and everywhere. So Brahman, not limited by space, simply means Brahman is all pervading. And with that, we come to the second point. Kala Paricheda Shunyam, not limited by time. And again, one may say that Brahman can be realized after death, or Brahman's presence can be felt during meditation or while worshipping your Ishta. Well, if you say that, you are limiting Brahman in time. That Brahman can be realized only at specific points of time. But Brahman, being limitless, it cannot be limited by time like that. It cannot be limited by time. So, that means Brahman must be present at all points of time in past, present and future. That means Brahman is present all the time. And that means Brahman is present now. It is always present and it is present now too. And Brahman, being not limited by time, it is eternal. Yes. So now we move on to the third point, which is Brahman not limited by object. Vastu Paricheda Shunyam. Now, this needs a bit of explanation. What it means is every object can be categorized or put into a specific class of object. For example, if you have a ball pen and a fountain pen, those two may be different, but both of them fall under the category of pens. But if you have a pen and a book, the pen is pen and not a book, and the book is book and not a pen. So the pen is limited by its class of pen objects, whereas the book is limited by its class of book objects. This is what means when you say limited by objects. But Brahman, being limitless, cannot be limited by any object or any class of objects. Now that means Brahman must be present in all class of objects. There cannot be a class of object which is separate from Brahman. That will mean that Brahman falls in this class of objects and not that class of objects, and that will limit Brahman by object, and that's not possible because Brahman is limitless. So Brahman is present in all class of objects. It is not limited by object, and that means there is not a single object which is apart from Brahman, which is separate from Brahman. That means there is no second existence apart from Brahman. There is nothing that exists apart from Brahman. Because if it exists, if even a single object exists apart from Brahman, then Brahman will be limited by that object. So there cannot be a second object or entity existing apart from Brahman. No second means not two, non-dual. So Brahman not being limited by objects make it non-dual. So Brahman is non-dual. So what we have found out from the definition of Anantam is that Brahman is all-pervading, eternal and non-dual. And truly, if you think about it, there cannot be two infinitudes. If there is, then they will have boundaries. The first infinitude ends here and the second one starts here. But if there is boundaries, then the one will limit the other. So here one infinite ends and the other begins. That means both of them become finite. This cannot be possible. So there must be only one infinitude. So Brahman is that non-dual infinitude. It is non-dual, it is all-pervading, it is eternal. Brahman is the infinitude. That was today's topic. So that's all for today. We'll return to the second part of discussion on Brahman in the next episode. Till then, goodbye, take care. Om Shri Ram Krishnarpanamastu.